Here's what's making news now around Indiana, brought to you by your Indiana Pacers. Well, the planned $6 billion merger of Texas-based CenterPoint Energy and Evansville-based Vectren could mean a reduction in force. That, according to Vectren CEO Carl Chapman. The combined company will be headquartered in Texas, but Chapman says the company's natural gas utilities operations will be headquartered in Evansville. And a more than 7,000-acre business park in Vermilion County is the latest to receive recognition for its high-speed internet infrastructure. AT&T certifying the Vermilion Rise Megapark in Hillsdale as AT&T Fiber Ready. Well, a greater Cincinnati-based craft brewery dreamed up in a downtown Indianapolis apartment by some ExactTarget alumni just celebrated 3 years in business. Braxton Brewing Company has doubled in production every year and is now hoping to begin to distribute in Indiana, perhaps this year. And for more on the growing brewery, let's turn to Chief Marketing Officer Jonathan Gandolf. And Jonathan, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having us.
And congratulations on the growth. The craft industry continues to grow in a big way. You and your partners were in the business world, ExactTarget and Deloitte, the companies represented. How did the idea really come about?
Yeah, so one of my colleagues at ExactTarget actually had a brother in northern Kentucky that was working at Hofbrauhaus in Newport. And he said, I wanted to start a brewery and I don't know how to start a business. And it just so happens, living in our apartment, we had somebody who studied entrepreneurship, somebody who studied marketing, and a CPA from Deloitte. And so the three of us kind of went in together on it and thought it'd be a fun side project, but it became very real very fast.
It became a lot more. And how talk about from the business side, because that's such an important part of the craft scene now, is that business model and really doing it the right way. How did the principles and your experiences at ExactTarget kind of translate into the brewing business?
Absolutely. I mean, I think ExactTarget was some of the best B2B marketing in the world at the time. And at the root of our business, you know, whether it's selling to our distributor or selling to bars and accounts and restaurants, there's a lot of B2B marketing in beer that I think often gets overlooked. And so we've applied some of the technologies and techniques that we learned at ExactTarget to our business in craft beer. And I think it's really helped differentiate us amongst some of our peers.
Yeah, looking at the garage there, a garage door opening up, reflective of coming up with the idea in the garage, right?
Exactly.
Let's talk about Braxton Brewing. You're based in Covington, Kentucky, that's greater Cincinnati area. Yes. You're distributed all throughout Ohio. You're into Tennessee and Kentucky as well.
Yeah, so we are as far north as Columbus, Ohio right now, going to Cleveland soon, down to Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to expand into Indiana. We've got to find the right time for capacity and demand. Hopefully before the end of this year or early into next year, we'll get our beer up here in Indianapolis, kind of where a lot of the business side of things started.
You've been in business 3 years. You've doubled production every year. You're up to 15,000 plus barrels now on an annual basis. What's been key in your view? Good beer obviously is important. Yeah. But what's really driven your growth?
Yeah. First and foremost, the liquid is very good. But second of all, we didn't have a lot of experience in this industry, and I think you know, you can look at the disadvantages of that in one aspect, but on the other hand, we didn't know what status quo was. So we were willing to take risks that maybe other breweries or other breweries growing at our rate weren't willing to, and we kind of think about things differently. So it's been a huge opportunity for us to use our background in technology and marketing to differentiate ourselves a little bit and kind of go along for the ride with the crazy growth that is industry-wide right now.
As you look at that growth and think about the next 5, 10 plus years at Braxton, where do you see things going?
It's a great question. If you had asked me 3 years ago, it'd be very different than my answer now. I think regional is a great goal, especially the way the industry is going right now. Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky. You start to look beyond that, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, maybe further south as well. Being in Kentucky, it's especially in northern Kentucky, are you in the Midwest or are you in the South? And you try to play up your roots that way. But we want to get in Indiana, all of state Ohio and Tennessee, and then we'll see what's next after that.
Very good. Jonathan Gandolf with Braxton Brewing Company, congratulations.
Thank you.
Purdue grad, Indiana native as well. We hope to see the beer in Indiana in the future.
Us too. Thank you very much. Thanks.